All right, listen up, you little dipshits. I'm getting really sick and tired of these American so-called Marxists supporting the freedom convoy in Canada. And when you point out to them, when they say, when we say, do you ever notice that there's no Marxist parties in Canada actually supporting them, and that the vast majority of Canadian Marxists, except for Be Liberal, doesn't support them? They turn around and say, well, essentially, Canadians don't know what's best for them. Well, excuse me, asshole, but exactly when did you, as an American, the mass murderers of the fucking world, ever know what was best for anyone? When is the last time you knew about anything outside your own borders? So I noticed that these American so-called socialist patriots are the ones supporting them the hardest. And these are also the same ones that are palling around with Alexander Dugin as friends and hooking up with the Eurasian fascists and pushing all kinds of reactionary nonsense and then turning around and supporting fascists in Canada. Well, I think that pretty much tells you all you really need to know about them. This has been nothing but an entire astroturfed thing to begin with. This was all plotted out by the Conservative Party early last year. Not only do you have the monumental amount of videos of the leaders saying incredibly racist, white supremacist conspiracy theory shit, which, by the way, you who support them will never address because then you'd be exposed as being the complete hypocrite, fascist-supporting pieces of shit that you actually are. But you're ignoring the fact, because you don't know what you're talking about, that these people are saying that Justin Trudeau has to go and be replaced by people that they picked. The actual, convoy people themselves. They're going to pick who the new prime minister should be. You see, now, when you go out and you commit an act of violence like this, as they are committing acts of violence, the ones that you're pretending aren't happening, or that you, like Alex Jones, have gone out and said are just crisis actors in order to manipulate the public, which really ironic because you got so angry when they did that at the Capitol, right? When somebody claimed that all the people at the Capitol were all Antifa or they were all paid actors, you got mad when people said that it was nonsense. Well, you're doing the same thing right here. You're pushing the same kind of conspiracy theory nonsense. And those of us in Canada who have to actually put up with these people are pretty fucking sick and tired of dealing with it. So the people that they've picked to replace Justin Trudeau, even though I'm no fan of Justin Trudeau, his government, or the government of Canada in general, have decided that they're going to pick people who knowingly spout white supremacist conspiracy theories to literally take the place of the person running the country. I want you to think about that. Think about that as part of the movement that you are supporting. You are supporting a quote-unquote working class, which just happens to be supported by the Conservative Party. Because if anybody's for the working class, it's the Conservative Party, right? But then again, you might think that because you don't know jack shit about Canada. So just think about these things when you're shooting your goddamn mouths off talking about how Canadians don't know what's best for them. Because even when I even put a tweet out talking about, Americans shooting their mouths off thinking they know what's best for us, literally the two responses I got to the American arrogance of telling us that we don't even know what's right for our country, that we don't even know what's going on in our country, was literally transphobia. See the pictures here. That was literally the best you could do. There is a reason why none of you will ever confront those racist videos that I have posted multiple times showing that the movement is a white supremacist extremist group. Did you not notice that there's QAnon there? Did you not notice the Sons of Odin? Those loser edgelord bikers, white supremacists, who, by the way, I was part of a counter demonstration against them on immigrants, and trust me, they're very anti-immigrant. That's why they showed up there. When you've got all these right-wing reactionary forces on your side fighting, well, not fighting with you because you're not doing anything, you're just cheerleading them like a bunch of bitches, maybe you might want to take a minute to think about what it is that you're actually supporting, what it is that you're actually doing. I know God help you, you're a product of the American education system, and that's already working against you to begin with. But could you open your fucking eyes and pay attention to what's going on? Could you listen to actual Canadian people that are going through what is being done right now? You remember all the criticisms that I've made about first worldists and how they don't listen to the third world and how they don't listen to what it is they want or what it is their concerns or about their politics? You can't even do that with another first world country, let alone a third world country. You're demonstrating it right now. Admit what you are. You are cheering on a fascist attempt at a coup. When you use violence to replace somebody in government, the literal prime minister, with someone else, and you're using violence to make that demand, that is called a coup. Now, you can argue whether or not coups are bad, but you have to at least not acknowledge what this coup is about. A right-wing, manipulative monstrosity that you are supporting. Take a hard look at yourself, take a hard look at what you're supporting, and go out and get them to realize that you are a fascist. Get them to print you a t-shirt with fascist written on it, because that is what you are and what you are enabling by supporting them.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.